Well, today is day 159 in our journey through the Word. We have finished our first week of June. That's hard to believe. The year is moving by very quickly, and sadly, the summers will go quickly, and we'll be right into a new school year before we really know it. But that's exciting too, because it will be the middle of September when we finish the Old Testament and continue our journey into the New Testament as we go through the fall season. But today we continue in our reading. We finish a point. We finish Ecclesiastes and move back into Second Kings and Second Chronicles. Interesting reading for me today. A point where Solomon appears to have died, and now his son is taken over as king. And I love the passage. The very first verse in today's reading is so true, because sadly I do go to work too early many times, and it does afford me the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful sunrises. And if you haven't seen one lately, I encourage you to get up early and just go out and enjoy the beauty of a sunrise. The first verse in our reading today out of Ecclesiastes 11:7 said, "Light is sweet, how pleasant to see a new day dawning." That's true in today's reading as well, but it's not going to be so pleasant in the activities of the days as we read into this. But the dawning of a new king had to be exciting, that we've got a new leader, and also brings, I'm sure, some question of, what will change? What will change? In Ecclesiastes 11:9, at the end of that verse, it says, "Remember that you must give an account to God for everything that you do." That verse is as true today as it was back then. We are accountable. God is the God of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He hasn't changed. His rules, His I'm stuck on the word rules in my mind, but what He has taught us, from day one with Adam and Eve to today, has not changed. What He requires of us is as true today as it was then. There shall be no other God before me. And there are others. The Ten Commandments. There are other decrees that He has given us, laws that He has given us to live by, as true today as they were back then. And we must give account to God for everything that we do. And then don't let the excitement of your youth cause you to forget your Creator. Honor Him, remember God, remember your Creator. And that's where we pick up today. The young son of Solomon, and it doesn't give an age, and I didn't go and try to look that up, but he obviously is much younger than his father, but Rehoboam now is king. And he didn't remember his Creator. He went and sought advice from the old and from the young. The old advisors, those that had given his father advice, and young men. And he turned, as we saw in today's reading, he turned from the advice of the elders and took the young advice. And what happened? God's will, God's word was fulfilled. A while back we read in 1 Kings 11, verse 11 and verse 13 says, "Now the Lord said to him," and he's talking to Solomon, "Since you have not kept my covenant and have disobeyed my decrees, I will surely tear the kingdom away from you and give it to one of your servants. And even so, I will take away the entire kingdom. I will let him be king of one tribe." Let me go back and read that again. "And even so, I will not take away the entire kingdom. I will let him be king of one tribe for the sake of my servant David and for the sake of Jerusalem, my chosen city." Because Solomon had married many wives, and at the end of his life, as we remember, started setting up and places of worship for other gods within the kingdom. That is where God said, "I will keep my covenant with my servant David. And for the sake of Jerusalem, the city in which I have chosen, and your descendant Solomon will only rule over that one kingdom. The rest will be ripped out of the hands of your family and will be ruled by one of your servants." And in today's reading, 1 Kings 12, 19 and 20, it said, "And to this day the northern tribes of Israel have refused to be ruled by a descendant of David. So only the tribe of Judah remained loyal to the family of David." God's word fulfilled. A young man did not seek godly counsel. He did where did it say in there that he sought God's will? He sought man's advice and followed the folly of the youth. Here is the problem. Now, on both sides, we have Jeroboam and we have Rehoboam. Neither one of them sought godly counsel. Jeroboam sought counsel. Doesn't say in there that he asked for God's counsel. He sought man's advice because he realized that the people would want to go to Jerusalem and worship the one true God. So what does he do? He creates 2 golden calves. And I had to wonder, what is the draw with the calves? But he did. He created 2 golden calves and put them on the each end of the kingdom for the people to go and worship. It says in the reading that and this became a great sin, for the people worshipped the idols, traveling as far north as Dan to worship one there. He created a place of false gods for the people. I think that's sad that those people would so easily forget the one true God, that the kingdom of Israel would so quickly yet again turn from God. But there were those who sincerely wanted to worship the Lord, the God of Israel, and they followed the Israelites, or the Levites, to Jerusalem, where they could offer sacrifice to God. But I don't see that as a large number of people who did that. For the majority were easily swayed and worshipped false gods. How many times do we turn from God to take the easy road? That's exactly what they did. Jeroboam wanted to make it easy for them, convenient for them. So he created these false gods. How many times do we take that easy? How many times do we not stop and say, God, please help me understand. Help me know your way, your will in this. Neither one of these men we saw stop to do that. They didn't seek God's counsel, God's will. The most convenient thing is not always the right thing. I must learn to follow God in all things. I must do the right thing and not always the convenient thing. I must first seek God in all that I do. To stop and say, Father, please help guide me along the way. Help me know what to do. What is your will? And that, again, that is not always the convenient. Oh, how things could have been different. But God's word was fulfilled. As we saw, God's word was fulfilled today to Solomon when he tore the kingdom in two. God's word will always be fulfilled as true. I hope you have a good day today, and I will see you again tomorrow as we continue our journey through the Word.